Hello. Yeah, so I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, what shall I share today? And I realized there's something I share a lot of, but I don't think I've done it in here. I don't think. And if I did, that's okay, because it's important, so you can hear it twice if I did, but I really don't think I have. So, what I'm really looking at is how you speak to yourself. The words, mm, those words that loop through, they're usually telling you how you did this wrong, or how imperfect you are, or blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so here's the keys to basically unlocking this and opening yourself up to really love yourself and really um, dig into that self-worth of who you are. Because everything is based on how you feel about yourself, your beliefs, your actions, your words. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. So let's look at this. Okay. So the first thing I wrote down, I had to write these down because I kind of want to dig into it a little bit. So first thing I have is grace. We have to give ourselves grace. And so I actually looked at the definition, and there's two things that really stuck out to me on this. I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that. But it said it's grace is a manifestation of favor. And I was like, what? It's a manifestation of favor. And I'm like, that's really cool. I didn't realize that. I'm going to have to dig into that more. I never looked up the dictionary definition before. And then if you look at the theology of grace, that is the freely given, unmerited favor of the love of God. Freely given. You need to give that to yourself. So in those moments where you really want to be hard on yourself, you give yourself grace, and you don't do that. Which really leads me into honor. This is one of the words that really helped me. When I would have a thought that went through my head and I would stop and ask myself, did that thought honor me in any way? And if it didn't, that tells me that I needed to deal with that thought. Either I need to get rid of it or I need to dig into it and rip out the roots so I can get rid of it. But whenever you have a thought and you can stop and ask yourself, is that honoring me in any way? And if it's no, you need to do something about it. Don't keep letting it cycle around and around that silly loop that we get stuck in. The next one is zero judgment. You can't be sitting here judging yourself. I used to do that a lot. So if you're doing it, you're not gonna do it anymore. Zero judgment means you're not judging yourself anymore. So you're not gonna kick yourself for the junk you did. And literally, I'm gonna be totally open and honest right here. A couple days ago, my daughter and I were just sitting here talking, and she was basically telling me how crappy of a mother I was when she was younger. Yeah. And I go, man, I was such a, but I'm not going down that rabbit hole of guilt and shame. Yeah, I wasn't that great of a mother when she was younger because I had no love of myself whatsoever, which is why this is so important for us to understand and love ourselves because we are modeling that to our children. We cannot give what we do not have because I had zero love, zero self worth for myself when she was little. That's what she got. She got the least of me. She did not get the best of me. So, zero judgment. I just told her, I said, yep. That's why I keep telling you, we got to get all that junk out of you before you have kids so that you don't keep carrying this energy forward. Where was I? Okay, I think I did grace, zero judgment, honor. We did honor. And then, of course, love. Not just the human fleshly ability to love, but I'm talking about the love that created everything. That abundance of love that is in all things that you are made out of, that created the fabric of the universe. I'm talking about that love. You have to love yourself in that love. And that love, when you're in that space, there is no judgment. There is no condemnation. There is no cruelty or guilt or shame or whatever. You give yourself that. And then the next one is so important, and we don't always think about it. We think about forgiving others, but we also need to forgive ourselves. So here's the thing to do. When you have one of those thoughts, and now you've given yourself grace and honor, zero judgment, and love, you just forgive yourself instantly. When you have one of those thoughts where you're like, oh my gosh, you're so stupid, and why did you just do that? And you always do everything wrong, put on the brakes and say it instantly, I'm sorry. You don't deserve to be talked to that way. See the difference already? You can already feel it. I could already feel it. You don't deserve to be talked to that way. So I'm not going to talk to myself that way anymore. Those are the things that really helped me be very cognizant of the junk that was going through my head, that was pulling me down and making me feel like garbage. We're not meant to feel like garbage. We're meant to be this beautiful, brilliant light that is us. And we can't do that if we're always tearing ourselves down. So, grace, zero judgment, honor, love, forgiveness. And I kind of think that within that zero judgment is acceptance. Yes, I was a crappy mother when she was little, and I accept it. And I take ownership of it, but I'm not going to go down the hole of it anymore. I am not that same person. You can look back and say, even if it was just yesterday, I'm not the same as I was yesterday. I learned something new last night that changed how I am today. Just like tomorrow, you can say, oh, that thought came through. Nope, I'm not her anymore. I have now morphed into this newer version of myself that has grace and honor and love and zero judgment and forgiveness of myself. So try those things out. Let me know how they work for you. Feel free to respond to the video. Um, but I know that I've had quite a few people come to me about that they're struggling with the self-worth and that self-love. And this will really help turn it around. When you stop and say, does that honor me? No. Do I have to go down that rabbit hole? No. Do I have to condemn myself and remind myself how horrible I was before? No. And if someone else does that to you, they don't get to do that either. But they're going to do that. If you're doing it, then you're modeling to them that it's okay for them to do it. Just remember that. You are the model to how other people treat you. If you don't have boundaries within yourself, you're not going to have boundaries with anyone else. So, something else to think about. But anyway, that's me today. Hope you're having an awesome midweek. Yes, it is Wednesday.